Have y'all been getting the bad weather like Austin has? Like the storming and shit?
Yeah, I know last night we got some storm, but it was very brief though, man. It probably lasted maybe an hour,
Oh, okay.
maybe 30 minutes. But like early in the week, we got some pretty bad ones, like hail and all types of stuff. So it's been like off and on. Right now, it's like sunny right now, but you never know, man. It can switch up and start hailing any minute right now.
Nah, that's a fact, bro. Texas is like, it prep you like, oh, rain is about to start. And it's like, okay, like it's about to be some rain. And it'd be like,
man,
going crazy, lightning and thunder. And then like the next 2 hours are just like sunny. It's like, what the hell just happened?
Man, I've literally seen like all 3 or 4 seasons like a day before, bro. It'd be like sunny, and I've seen like a snow, and I've seen like rain, and I've seen like thunderstorm, then like a tornado, then it's like sunny again.
A tornado?
Bro, it's
what?
tricky, man. Yeah. Yeah, man. We've had a few bad tornadoes down here, man. Not in my area, but we're in like it was like the Preston Hollow area. It was a few years ago, but it tore through some big old homes, bro. It was nasty.
What's crazy is because typically when I fly, I always go to sleep. Like I'm like one of those people that I can go to sleep on flights. But like I was coming back from Vegas and I was up because I already slept for an hour. I had one more hour. I watched Twister. Have you ever watched that movie?
Oh no, bro. Oh, Twister is like one of my like nightmare movies, bro.
Oh, word. Now that movie I was just like, it was crazy. Yeah, the recent one. And then I tried to watch the old
OG one.
But I didn't have enough time. But I watched it. I was like, wow, the fact that they were able to make this like a movie to where I care about a tornado. Cause like, you know, I grew up on the West Coast, like we got earthquakes. And it's funny, like when people go to like the West Coast and they experience an earthquake, they're like, y'all crazy for experiencing this. I'm like, a tornado is wild as a bitch. Like, what
it is, bro. And I've been in one. The worst one I've been in, I was a kid. I was like 7 or 8. But living in an apartment complex, my whole roof got tore off.
Oh wow!
And I seen like the 90s version, like that, the original Twisters movie in the 90s, man. And ever since then, I'm like, nah,
you cool.
And when they redid the new Twister movie, I was like, man, y'all triggering some things for me, man. Because I cannot, like, anytime there's a tornado warning or watch, bro, I'm in the back, and they don't have like basements and stuff in Texas, bro. It's weird. You gotta like go into like your bathroom or a hallway and things like that. So it's like you don't never feel secure in the house. I'm in the bathtub with a mattress on top.
That's crazy. You said your whole roof ripping off would definitely send me back to California. I'm not gonna cap.
Yeah.
Like if I was in this apartment,
Missouri though. This is when.
Oh, okay. So you in that? That's like the tornado belt, ain't it? Like
okay. Like Midwest, man, like Kansas, Missouri, Oklahoma, kind of Illinois. You know, Nebraska, like that whole area, man. Tornado alley for sure.
Yeah, okay, for sure. We definitely went off track, but that was crazy though, because I mean, it was crazy because I watched that movie and then I didn't know that about you.
Brave soul, brother. I can't watch that.
All right, what's going on, man? It's your boy KLOTH, and I'm back with another video, man. Looking for my stars where I'm not going nowhere, and this is gonna be another segment of. And it's been a while since I've did one of these. It's been a long time, but this is gonna be another segment of KLOTH Talk. Now, again, KLOTH Talk is just where I'm grabbing the article titles from Hypebeast and Complex, and it's all talking about sneakers, fashion, those things I love talking about, and I bring people on here who have those same passions. But we got a real special guest. I'm not gonna cap. There's not many people who can inspire me. One, I try not to take too much inspiration from like anyone, just because like I try not to copy anybody's flow. I feel like I'm very rooted in like my ideas are my ideas. I didn't copy and paste, steal this from anybody. But there's very few people who can actually inspire me. And I've told this man multiple times, you got me back into posting. Because, and we go get into this later on, but I've literally seen you like almost go back and forth with the platform to like conquering it and like taking off crazy. So we have none other than Shay. You know him on Instagram as Iamshayt on Instagram and other platforms. But again, bro, you are killing it, bro.
Boy, I appreciate that, man. It's love, man. You know, it's always love when we link and when we talk, and that's a big nod, man. I appreciate that. Thank you.
No, you already know. And it's always dope. Like, you know, most of the people that I interact in this space, I haven't met most of them. I've met a great deal of the people, like, especially like when I started to post, I met a great deal of them, and everybody seemed to be solid. I've met, like, I'm talking like, I don't get any like weird, like, oh, you just doing this for content, or it's just like, we've had like real haha moments in person. Yeah. Like, we really be kicking it. Like, it's actually like a cool time whenever we link up.
Definitely, man. It's always good, man, when people actually are who they are in person, man. There's even a few people in Dallas, man. And of course, you know, are some folks in Dallas, man. Like Abu being one of them, dude. Like, I can always point him out, man, because like I was following Abu since I was living in Missouri. When I moved here, he been showing love for years, man. So like, it's to know that he's still that same person beyond is just like it's a dope experience, man. So yeah, it's dope.
Thanks. Shout out to Abu, because he done some stuff off the network that like he didn't necessarily have to do, and he looked out for me crazy. So Abu definitely
he don't never showcase it. He don't never talk about it. He just
never put you down like, oh, I did this for you. Like, he just doing it out of a good spirit. It's hard. Like, so that's why whenever I'm out there, it's always a good time, bro. There's no bad energy ever. I low-key want to move to Dallas.
Do you really, bro?
I low-key. But I
would support that idea.
I feel like my opinion is swayed because every time I go out there, it's for like his pop-up. So like, I'm surrounded by like fashion people who trying to do stuff. I'll get connected with so many different creatives. It's like, damn, it's fire.
It is. Dallas is big, bro. Like, compared to Austin, man, it's just a big city. So much you can get into. Like, I'm up north, so I'm like not in the city as much to where, like, you know, a lot of the creatives are in like Bishop Arts or, you know, Oak Cliff or Uptown, you know, Deep Ellum area. So it's like getting up there, you know, commute times be crazy, man. Like, if there's some traffic or bad weather, hour and a half or something. So it's barely gonna get up there, but I get up there when I can, man. It's within my means.
Yeah, we'll definitely get on that towards like the back end, because I know stuff about you, but I feel like some of the questions that we will ask during like the interview portion would be like good, just because some of the people that may follow you may not know that either. So we'll definitely tag on that, but let's go ahead and jump straight into these articles. So this article title reads, Packer reimagines Timberland's 3-eye lug handsewn boat shoe with Santa Fe flair. Now, before we actually get into talking about this article, what are you currently rocking? Like, what's on your feet for the majority of the time?
9 times out of 10, man, I ain't gonna cap. It's probably a loafer. Honestly, it's probably some sort of like GH Vaz beat up to the max loafer that I've been wearing. Most of the fits too. I say, if I look at them right now, some Vans. Honestly, like I got shoes, but it's like what's tried and true and comfortable is what I'm floating to these days, bro. Like I can throw it on and it goes with the fit and it's comfortable. Cool, man. I'm kind of over the days of like pushing through pain or discomfort, bro. It's like if it ain't looking right or feeling right, then I'm like, all right, cool. I'm just gonna go with my tried and true.
Nah, facts. I'm all that. That's even when, like, not even just talking about shoes. When it comes to pants, shirts, jackets, I'm over that phase of heavy ounce denim. I can't do it anymore. I don't want to break in a pair of denim. I'm sorry.
For real.
I'm over it. Like that 15 ounce. Like, come on, bro. Like, let's stop playing around.
Yeah, I ain't trying to wear that thing 6 months just for it to break. Man, I'm trying to be comfy out the gate, man.
Right. I'm talking like straight on body. Okay, cool. And I know that may come with like, you know, the heavier ounce denim, like it kind of fits and contorts to your body, but it's like, I don't care.
Yeah, I really don't, man. What I like is what I like. And that's another thing too, man. sticking to what I like and don't compromise. So it's like I'm in a moment to wear loafers and cool. There may be a moment where I may pull out, some sneakers, but it's not too often, even though that's where my heritage started.
Mm-hmm. All right, so taking a look at this, that kind of aligns with what you're saying. Like, this is necessarily like a bow shoe, but like it has that aesthetic of like that loafer, that that slip-on type shoe. So like when you saw these, like what was your first thoughts?
First thought was, it's gonna be real transparent. I hate bolo ties.
Oh wow.
But it's crazy because I like took a moment to like really look into this shoe, look, so color palette. I think the turquoise bolo tie is like a dope accessory to like sneakers, and and I think that's another thing too, with like adding like accessories and different type of charms and stuff to sneakers is like making outfits pop more. And in this case, like it's doing just that. Like, so when I'm like, oh, I actually kind of like it being like an accessory on a shoe like that too, though. So, and I mean, of course, it goes with the whole Santa Fe theme as well. The rug and the outdoorsy and the tones and brown couch and things like that. So, I honestly like this shoe. I would low-key purchase this shoe.
Nah, this image is fire.
Yeah.
Ever thought of this? This is such a simplistic shot, but like the composition of it is wild.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Cause like I feel like a lot of people, like, especially if you're shooting like a product shot, they may focus on like, well, there's a lot of dead space here.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like it adds to like just that hit of turquoise at the bottom.
Yeah.
It lighten up almost like I don't know. That was just like a random thought I had.
It draws you in too, man. I think the imagery of this whole little campaign is fire. Like, just playing into the outdoorsy, playing into like the colorways too, like that green kind of falls with that turquoise bolo too. So no, man, I imagery always kind of, if you can get me with the imagery, with the rollout, with the e-com, then I'm already like pulled in. So if the product can match that, then that's a win. But usually if I like, even if I don't like the shoe, like if the imagery is cold, I'm like, damn, they may do numbers with this. Like that's fire.
Yeah, nah, they went off. So me personally, I wouldn't rock a bolo. That's just not in my flavor.
Yeah.
But would I rock a bolo on a shoe? Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I feel like it adds something that I haven't seen necessarily on a shoe, especially like a bow shoe. Like typically bow shoes are very traditional. So it's like you get what you get because you're paying for the tradition of a bow shoe. So I think this definitely goes outside the bounds of like the traditional. And also like I've never really been like a big I don't really do a lot of accessories, but turquoise, like this is making me want pieces of turquoise because I'm like, that little hint of that blue is like fire to me.
It is, yeah. It breaks up the color palette a little bit with the brown tones, but it's a good breakup though. Like it makes it pop more, like I mean, I'm not a bolo tie enthusiast. I don't know if there's like mad colors of like bolo ties, but like no, I agree with you, man. I don't necessarily like wear ties or anything like that, but it's a dope accessory though.
See, now I have this question. I'm gonna tell you what's making this even better. The fact that you can switch the charms and it can be paired with other bolos, or like, is the whole bolo like what's I guess it's just the charm. The fact that you can swap charms, that's fire.
That's hard, yeah.
It's fire. Because then you could just
details of the shoelaces too, like
crazy
tips, man. Yeah, devil's in the details, man. But swapping the charms though, that is fire though, man. Because
if you already got bolos, then it's like now you have multiple different, and then you could do like different ones, and like there's so much room for opportunity to do something different with these. They went off on this. I ain't gonna lie.
That's fire, especially if somebody is like a bolo tie fan, they have multiples already, and they can swap out what they already have, then that's a win for them though. But yeah, I feel like this shoe would do numbers for sure.
And one thing, like you mentioned, like imagery will really sell you. One thing that'll really sell me for a shoe, if you got a fire box, I might just get it just because
Yeah, it's
the
because of
box is
the packaging.
fire. This box is like, I mean, it's different. It's unique. I haven't really seen a box like this. Like, there's some shoes that I have where it's like, I don't know if you ever had a bunch of shoes and then like you end up moving to a different location. You like, damn, like I don't want to pack all these. So you compromise and you get rid of some boxes versus others that might have a little bit more. Like this is one where I'm like, nah, I need to keep that.
This.
That's staying in there. So yeah, nah, this is fire.
Yeah.
I rock with this.
Packaging is, I think it's a good thing, man. I think people kind of appreciate those details now, like having a more curated, more like design package. We used to like the Nike, Adidas boxes that just plain. You able to like toss them out when you after you done broke in the shoe, but like a packaging like this for this shoe, like nah, I need to hold on to this. Whether if you keeping it for yourself or going to resell it at some point, like I think it just adds value to sure.
Because honestly, if I'm on Grilled and you ain't got the box, I'm at least asking 50 off,
yeah.
60 off. Nah, you ain't got the box, nah, I'm cool.
Right.
I need some money taken down off that price tag.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. I'm definitely, the box is like a way of like making sure it's authentic too. In some cases, depending on the shoe and whatnot, like in this case, it's like it being a Packer collab too. You gotta have that box. If you don't have the box, then who's to say you didn't like grab it overseas? And
yeah, even though I don't think many people would make repses, the box again is just like it's the total thing. Like you're getting the entire package. Like if you just get the shoes, it's like, well, like sure,
yeah,
like,
sure,
I don't know, babe. But I'm like into fashion though. Some people who might not be into fashion but just like the shoe could just toss the box because they don't really care.
Yeah,
but
you have those folks out there who just don't want to like overclud. They just like, I don't need a box, let's toss it, keep my shoes, get on the shoe rack. I get it, but if you're a detail hoarder like me, like I'm keeping the box for sure.
Yeah,
need that.
Last question I'll ask you, actually last two. Were you a big Tim wearer at all?
I used to be, man. I still got some all black suede Timbs that I refuse to throw out, bro. I've had them for, I kid you not, man, maybe like 8 years now. They still in decent condition, man. I don't wear them. Yeah, much more so like the boots, man. My brother though, he got me into Timbs a long time ago, and he had the boat shoes, like the actual like lug soles. So that's why I kind of got into like Timbs, but I don't wear them as much now.
Yeah, I got those Vanetta Carter ones, and like that was like my introduction into Timbs. I'm like, I really like, I said this when I did the review for them. I wanted to go into it hating them because everybody hypes them up so much. After having them, I'm like, wait, they're actually comfortable. I thought they were gonna be like, digging into the back of like my ankles and like, I thought they were gonna be uncomfortable, then the creasing. Like I thought it was just gonna be like almost like a Doc Martin experience. Even though I like Docs, but like I don't know if you ever broken a pair of Docs, bro. They take a minute and they go let you know like they go let you know. But Timbs they were actually fire.
Yeah, man. Timbs. One thing about Timbs, I came up in a time with like the New York Timbs style. Of course, like you big old baggy jeans, you know what I'm saying? Fabulous jersey wearing. That's the type of style of like Timbs that I was coming up in. Now, like people rock Timbs in an assortment of different ways, and it's like I used to only wear them with like just baggy jeans. Like people can style them in all types of ways now, but I haven't taken the time to really like hone into that to do that myself though. But no, I've always been a fan of Timbs.
All right, last question. Out of 5, what you rating this collab?
Out of 5?
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. I'll say it's probably pushing almost towards a 5. I'll probably give it like a 4 point. I'll give it a 4, man. Just the fact that I'm not a Bolo tie fan. That's the only reason why I'm kind of knocking off a point. It's like, and that's just a biased opinion, of course. Like, not necessarily saying it's a bad collab. I think it's a very good collab, but it's just the Bolo tie thing is saying for me though. But the fact that you can take them off too, though, the versatility in that as well, though. So I'll give it a solid 4.
I think I'm right there with you. I want to say like in my true Keith Lee fashion, I want to say like 3.9, 3.94. Like it's a really solid collab. I think it's well thought out. It wasn't just a name slap, which I hate when it comes to collabs. It just feels like a name slap. I mean, I always get on this brand for doing this, but Jown is just one of those brands where they just like, they slap that name on it. It's an extra $150. I don't get down with that. You got to actually transform it, make it you, make it feel different than like a GR. And that's what they did. I like this.
There's no creativity in that either, man. There's no like originality in it. But like, I don't understand how folks buy into it either. You know, like it's because you have the Jown name on it. Don't make it like it's like that much better. Like I never understood that, man.
And it's typically no change in material. There's no change in like it's just name slap. And I know people go get in here, well, they got all this money, y'all, bro. Whatever, bro. Like I get it. I understand. Like y'all are loyalists to the brands. Yeah. I give Jown props when they actually do something fire. When they don't do something fire and they just slap a name on it, like the Reeboks, like the Vans, the New Balances was fire though. I ain't gonna cap. Yeah. New Balances fire. Or like the Solomons, I was like, that's just a name slap, bro. That's just a name slap. I'm not buying into name slaps. I need you to actually curate and actually make it something different than a regular GR. And I know it's like that's their whole aesthetic is like simplicity, you know, and all that. But like, I'm not down with that. So yeah,
I'm cool on the name slaps, bro.
3.95. I think this is a solid one. This is fire. I would actually rock these. So Timberlands, hey. Begging's worked in the past. Hey, hey, look, we're here.
And our partnerships, it's you know, let's talk. You know,
yeah. All right, let's jump into that next article. All right, so this article title reads: Nike Dunk sales expected to drop 70% over next 2 years. I find this is gonna be controversial because people are die hard Nike loyalists, and I get it. They have had a chokehold on the game for a very long time. I understand that, but again, you have to be realistic. How long were y'all gonna feed the streets Panda Dunks,
bro?
How long were y'all gonna keep putting Panda Dunks out and thinking that's gonna breed what this company is about? Innovation, being ahead of the curve. You know, putting your best foot forward. Like I understand y'all need money, but as y'all can see, it's not working no more.
Yeah, no, for sure. I feel like Dunks are like Nike's like bread and butter. It's like what we gonna do to generate some income. And for the last, you know, several years, they're like, we just gonna pump out a ton of different colorways and repump out the popular ones every so often. So we can like, you know, boost sales and things like that. Panda Dunks, bro. If I see another Panda Dunk out here, bro, I'm telling you, man, like that's like the starter pack to Dunks for sure. But like the detail in this article, I saw that GOAT has 47 different dunk models. How can one person just like that's analysis paralysis for one, bro? Like I'll walk into a store, thrift store at that, and if there's too much going on, I'm already like, nah, like that's too much. So like if someone's like trying to buy Dunks and they got to go through 4,700 pairs of Dunks to figure out which one they want, that's what makes you different than the next person with that same. I don't know. I think that's just crazy, man. That there's that many Dunks, and you're right. Nike had a chokehold for a very long time, and in some ways they still kind of do, depending on who you ask and what
they don't. I'm gonna keep it real. They don't have that chokehold anymore because, again, when that light bill due, they like put the Dunks up. Yeah. Like I understand it. Like if it's making you money, why switch it up? But it's like we've seen brands such as like New Balance, Asics supersede and pass Nike, which has never been the case. I remember in middle school, I had New Balances. I was getting clowned. For not having Jordan 1s, Jordan 8s, the 14s. Like I was getting clowned because I had Vans. Well, actually, Vans was actually a safe shoe to wear in my school.
Yeah.
But like I was rocking New Balances and like not the main shoes. I was rocking Sauconys too in high school. Like it's just crazy to get to see, like even just seeing this article in general, just like wow, that it's gotten to that point. But the question that I have for you, which has been like a really big conversation within like the sneaker community. I don't know if you've seen this post hit your feed, but is exclusivity with shoe drops, is that more important than actually allowing people to get more? Like, I'm trying to think of how to say it. Is exclusivity more important than people actually having access to shoes? I think that was what the argument was on the post.
I think it's depending on who you ask, honestly. I think it's when you have exclusivity and you get that pair of shoe, you value it more, or a person values it more. To whereas if everyone gets that same pair of shoe, you're like, so and so down the street got them too. Like, I can't resell these for thousands of dollars. I can't, I can't wear these and feel like I'm the only one in the streets wearing these. Like, I take like the Union one, for example, even though they just released like a Union, like there's not that many people who can afford a Union one or have gotten the opportunity to get a Union one. And when you do wear them, they're like, yeah, you feel like you big dog. Like, all right, I got that shit on. I got my my Unions on. I'm working with this, that, and like people, may compliment you or whatever. But whereas if everyone had Unions, like what makes them special at that point? For me, I used to care about exclusivity a lot, like knowing that, like, yeah, man, I got these, I got mellow, mellow ones, you know what I'm saying? I got the, bread one. I'm like, now it's just like, man, I want them for me, and that's it, bro. Like, I don't really necessarily care about the resale value or how hard to get them, how easy to get them. Like, if I get them, I get them. If I don't, it is what it is, man. They probably gonna re-release in 2 years anyway.
Okay, but I have a question because I seen one of your TikTok posts. I don't know if you posted it on Instagram, but I seen one of your TikTok posts about gatekeeping. So do you feel like there needs to be, because that almost ties into exclusivity almost in a sense. Like, I just remember back in the day when I was like into sneakers heavy, like I was getting on the train with my cousin. He met up with some people on Craigslist to trade shoes and like, getting tickets in the stores and standing in line in the stores. Like, getting shoes and getting sneakers back then just had a feeling to it. Like you had to call off work because they was only go get you at the store. Yeah. But now it's like everything online, multiple different retailers got them. And then like, there's no urge to like go be present in the moment for a sneaker no more. Like, you roll over in bed, get on sneakers, you don't get them, you say, I'm going back to sleep. Like, like I just almost like, I don't know like what is gonna take. And we're not just talking about Nike either, but like I don't feel that sensation anymore with sneakers. Like, there's sneakers that I'm excited about, but most of the sneakers that I genuinely care about are old.
Yeah.
They are old. They've been released since like 2015, 14. And like, that's when I feel like the sneaker culture was like really thriving and healthy, was like when everybody wasn't a part of it. So like, what do you think it would take to get back to a point where like it's whole again? Because I feel like it's kind of like not whole because a lot of people are in it just for the money, which is cool. Make your bread. But I feel like if you don't care about something, why hoard it, buy 1,000 to try to resell it to make it? I don't know. That's just my take.
Yeah, I do, man. That's the time I came up, man. We can get into this later because I used to work at Foot Locker Champs for like a grip. Yeah, so I was in the thick of that period of like, seeing the lines and having to be the one work those releases and things like that. But like in today's time, what would it take to get back to that, man? It's just, honestly, I don't think you can at this point. Like, I think everything has been so e-commerce. Everything's been so like easy to the touch of your phone, convenience, that it's just like almost impossible to go to backstep to how it was in, 2010, 2011, 2012 to that period, man. Like I do miss the feeling of being able like, oh yeah, I made it in the line at 8:55, Foot Locker open at 9. I'm the first one in line. At 9:30 is mine.
Yeah, you know it's mine.
I know that's mine.
You know it's
I
mine.
know that's mine. As soon as the gate lift at 9:00, boom, 9:30. Let me get that. And price points are just completely different now too than what they were back then. Like way different than, man. I know, and this hurts me to this day, bro, because people undervalue the 11s, the Jordan 11s, so much as if it's just like a boo-boo shoe. But like, I will never not pass on a Space Jam 11 or a Bred 11 or a Cool Grade. Come on, man. Like, bro, back in like my Foot Locker days, bro, people was going nuts over those. And I'll tell you a story about the Cool Grades when we get to the interview part though. But yeah, to answer the question, man, I don't think you can get back to those days, man. I think it's just way too convenient and more profitable just to be like, we're gonna do a release on sneakers, or we're gonna do a release on Adidas Confirmed, or we're gonna do a release, whether it be StockX Go, whatever these other little platforms are. But it's just way too convenient for people to just be in bed and just have a laptop and have a phone and have their girlfriend's phone and have
or have a bot that's
bots. Yeah, it's just way too convenient just to be able to have that and get what you want to get, especially if you're willing to invest money into like buying bots and the time to log in 8 different emails and 8 different tabs. And people are lazy. They don't want to go into places. And I think it's about the experience, honestly. Like that's what made the moment fun. It's being able to go to the store, being in line. I know I'm the first one in line. I got my shoe. I got it in hand. Like I could wear it same day. Like that.
Yeah.
That feeling is no longer here anymore. Because people are like, all right, man, I'll wait 5 days to get them. That's cool.
I feel like also what would help it is like it's no longer about, for me personally, it's no longer about the actual sneaker. Like, yes, I want the sneaker, but I think they need to start investing more into like the experience of getting the sneaker. So like that's why I give Saucony so much credit. Like what they're doing with J Tips is like that's what you want. Like to this day, people are lining up down the street to get a pair of Sauconys. That is wild to me.
That's dope though. That's
wild. Dope. People are lining up down the street getting disappointed that they didn't get a pair of Sauconys. People are disappointed they're not getting Asics.
Yeah.
Like I think the time of Nike dominating the market space, or like the dominating the market in this area is over with.
Yeah.
There's people have invested into people that Nike may have looked past and like, nah, we don't really in line with you. But like, again, we got the Joe Freshgoods of the world that is killing New Balance. He is killing Salehi Bembury, killing New Balance, killing Crocs. And we got J Tips, and we have all these designers now that's, they're working with different companies, and they are, I mean, as we saw, I think it was last year when it's like on StockX, New Balances sold like a higher percentage than Adidas and Nike. Like it's just, I think that time of Nike dominating the space is over with, unless they do a restructure.
For sure. With New Balance and those brands working with creatives gives them that edge to, ALD, for example. Of course, the world loves ALD. And when they was pumping out the 550s and all those, colorways of those, like, of course, that just boosts New Balance's presence, or just off of that. Not even if you buy them the shoe, but like they did apparel, but like just the name of New Balance alone lifted because of them being attached to ALD. ALD is heavily in this community, whether if you're between 19 and 40, like people love ALD. So I think things like that, you mentioned Joe Freshgoods, like another person who's like pivotal within this community, who's able to have his, not only lift the brand that he's working with, but have his own community of people. You know, I believe he's from Chicago, right? Like, or Chicago.
He might be
that.
Some like in the Midwest, something like that.
Yeah, it's just you have creatives that are able to like lift up these partnerships, but like within Nike, who do you have like that you really can get?
Are we gonna get another Travis Scott reverse logo?
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're gonna get another.
Even though
Scott,
Nigel's doing that. Doing that. He is
that's probably one. Yeah,
he's their saving grace right now because I remember it was like 2021, bro. I was still living back home when they did the Travis Scott reverse logo. Like that was like the wildest shit possible.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, these are he go send Nike to the moon with these.
Yeah.
Then he did another one. I was like, okay, like, you know, it's good. Then he did another one. I was like, okay. He did another one. I'm like, okay, I'm tired of it now.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder at what point.
Eating a dead horse, man.
Yeah, like what point is it that you just say, like, I get it, people want to buy these, but like it's getting washed now. Like they need to figure out when to pull out of a partnership. Cause like he has like 8-9 shoes now. And I could care less about any of them now because, like, I've seen them too much.
I mean, same good with Travis Scott, man. I think at one point, I wanted one bad, bro. I'll try. I never hit one on sneakers. Never, ever. I'm like, I made a promise to myself. I'm never paying resale for a Travis Scott, bro. If I don't hit retail, I'm not paying resale. It is what it is. Even if I got the dough, I'm not doing it. But, like, now it's gotten to a point they've done so many, like, just colorways or some just I don't know, I don't attract to that anymore. You know, I'm not their target audience, and that's fine, you know, but I don't see the exclusivity, in my opinion. I don't see it there for me anymore. Like, I don't feel the need to, like, and if I did have it, I don't think I would keep it long. You know, I think I'll probably have it. I'm cool on them, probably resell them for a few bucks, but I just don't see it. Nike having those like special collabs like New Balance does, like Saucony does, like Crocs does, you know, like they're able to push those creative narratives with these other creatives who are, you know, building a name for themselves in the social space, to whereas like Nike is just like, all right, we got Jordan, we got Travis Scott, we got basketball, we got LeBron, we got, you know, what you gonna do there? We got them, but like it takes more than that, man. You need to actually really work that creative narrative, man, and get experiment, man, and just really find somebody it's that Nike motive.
I think the last point I want to make is I will give them credit because what they have done, and I've been asking for this for a while, the foam posit reemergence back into the market. Thank you. The Galaxies, the cloth posits. Thank you for bringing back the foam posits, bro. Like,
man, let me tell you something about the Galaxies, though, bro, because in my Foot Locker route, my days there, we did a Galaxy release, and we weren't supposed to get them in our store. And I'm like, oh, man, because I know these about to resell for crazy. This was early 2010s. I'm like, oh, yeah, bad. I'm about to give me a pair. I'm like assistant manager at the store, so I'm like, yeah. So I get first dibs. So I'm like,
you got motion.
I got motion, bro. I got the sneaker game on lock. Like, anything I'm on, I'm getting. I'm hitting different stores in the area. Like, yeah, St. Louis to Kansas City. Like, what's up? You got this? Can you send it to our store? Man, they put like special guidelines for the Galaxies. Like, no employee can get them on a discount. You have to enter the raffle like everybody else.
Oh my.
Yeah, they couldn't, because like at that point in time, like I think one of the homies got him, man, he resold them things for something crazy, man, a few thousand. And I like, of course, entered the raffle, didn't get them, so I'm like, but her, I didn't get them though. But man, it's just kind of like, but even like this, the build up moment and like that experience, and like, oh, I might get these if I do, then I'm geek. I didn't plan on keeping them. I think at that point, I'm in college, man. I'm trying to make a buck. I'm trying to eat. Like, I'm broke. So I was just trying to like flip something to make a little something, but definitely caught an L on that though.
Nah, the Galaxy, that's like a time in history when it comes to sneakers. That moment in history with the Galaxy will be forever talked about.
Yeah.
Like, it was a moment in time for sure.
Yeah, I had I had a few phone posits back in the day, man. I had the breast cancer ones, the pink
Oh
ones.
yeah.
I mean, I wore those like my life depended on it, bro. I would walk around campus, man, thinking like, you see these, you see these?
Yeah.
Yeah, these are breast cancers,
With the
man.
double elite socks.
Yeah, bro. Hey, no lie, I still got some elite socks in the drawer, no cap. But
I still got a pair of flight posits from 10 years ago in my closet.
yeah,
Still wear them to this
you
day.
gotta hang on to those, bro.
Yeah.
You gotta hang on to those.
And I learned recently when I was doing the review, when Nike sent me the other flight posits, I was doing a review. They only did maybe 3 total exposed pairs of flight posits.
Really?
So like that pair that I got is 1 of 3 exposed pairs.
Oh yeah, you gotta hang on.
Keeping them forever.
You gotta hang on to those.
The year of the horse, yeah, nah, keeping those.
You got those for sure.
Any last remarks on this?
I would love to see Nike kind of like get back into the bag of like shine away from Dunk, shine away from Jordan to kind of like the old collabs they did. So like I remember back in the day, man, I had some Diamond Turfs. I had some, the Dion joints, man.
And those coming back too, because Cortez did those joints.
Yes, man. Like just to get back into like the stuff they used to do for like football players or baseball players. Of course, like the Griffies were always a thing too. They had the multiple colors of the Griffies. I had, man, you know, they was heavy as hell, but like the Griffies were fire. You know what I'm saying? The Barclays. They just had so many good Nike sneakers back in the day, man, that they need to like get back into that bag and kind of like attract the 90s babies again, the 80s babies who still appreciate good sneakers, good like nostalgia. I think that would definitely help, you know, boost some Nike reputation.
You're not even gonna be able to see the picture, bro. This is a goofy picture of me. I got I think those, I forget what Griffies those are.
Oh,
bro, the picture crazy as hell though.
Yeah.
Picture crazy as hell.
I'm doing that.
Yeah, I got another picture on my phone, but it'd take too much time to find it while I'm wearing a pair of Griffies in high school. But yeah, bro, you hit the right on it, bro. You just said a word for sure. They need to get back in their bag because there's a lot, like even like the pennies. Was you rocking bro? The pennies were going crazy.
The pennies, yeah. I meant them. That was my favorite hoop shoe, bro. My favorite hoop / like lifestyle shoe. I would rock pennies as if they were just like regular shoes, bro. I love all the pennies, man. Like penny is definitely one of them shoes that's like from like the illustration of rolling it out to how they presented it to like the actual shoe itself. I was like, they need to recycle those, bro. This hands down buying for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely agree. They need to reach back into their bag. And I think we just live in a time where people are like liking to revisit old silhouettes.
Yeah.
Like we're getting burnt out on Jordan 1s. Me personally. Jordan 1s are just, and I feel like this might be I might make a video on this. This might be my hottest take in sneakers. You cannot call yourself a sneakerhead currently in this moment if you only buy Nikes or Jordans. You're not a sneakerhead. You're a loyalist to the brand.
Yeah.
You're not a sneakerhead though. Because if you're saying that Nike and Jordan brand are the only brands producing great quality sneakers that you would even want to buy, yeah, whatever. Sure.
Yeah. It's like a clear sign of being a loyalist, man. There's been so many other great sneakers from other companies, Reebok, Adidas, Saucony, you know, like there's been so many others, man. I can think of one right now where I had, the Iversons, the Questions, or the either one of those, man. Like
Iversons.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. They go clip that up. He's not even a real sneakerhead. Let me tell you. Just to prove that, again, I rock Jordans, I rock Nikes. These will forever.
Is the calls joints?
Forever. Yeah. Forever in my closet. Y'all need to reach back into this bag. Start talking to artists. Y'all need to go back to doing more, what's the word I'm looking for? Cult type sneaker releases. Because I remember when they did the Nike SB Quagmires, fire. the Nike SB MF Dooms, fire.
Yes.
Like y'all need to reach back into y'all bag and like stay away from like I'm not saying anything about Travis Scott, so if you're a fan of his, all that, but I'm just saying like y'all need to like there's so much other stuff that y'all can do, bro. Like, come on now.
They could definitely expand they bag more with the sneakers. It's just they can seem like they're sticking to their tried and true, man. Like or what's trending right now, you know, like I've seen on the sneaker rack recently. I don't never like pull a trigger or anything, but I just kind of like see what's on there, kind of get a feel for what's being pubbed out. Like the low profile type of shoes now. You know, you see a lot of like kind of similar to like the Dries Van Noten shoes, like you see a lot like that low profile. And then Nike's kind of taking their own spin on that with, you know, I don't know the name of them, but they just released like a silver pair of them. And it's just like,
oh, the low top like soccer joints.
Yeah,
I seen those out in public. Yeah, people rocking those, and I seen people swap the soles. They cobbling them now.
Oh,
they
really?
Put the lug sole type shit on the bottom. It looked fire too.
That's dope.
It looked fire. They need to capitalize on that because that's trending right now.
The lug sole on shoes, like I think that's a dope little additive as well too. And even like Adidas doing like the Tokyos and those type of like low profile. I mean, those are like soccer shoes too, but like that's been the thing that, you know, everyone's kind of drifting towards now.
I didn't think we was gonna spend as long on this. We've been, we've been on a rant.
My fault.
One last thing. I don't know why y'all, when Virgil did the low top Jordan 2 and everybody was hyped to get Jordan 2s, why aren't y'all dropping more Jordan 2s?
Thanks, man.
The low top version was fire when he did like a little, obviously he did it in his fashion with the fragmented bottoms, the aging and all that. Like that's fire. Y'all could have capitalized on that. I feel like it kind of just went nowhere. I might have seen like 3-4 after Virgil did his, but like y'all could have did more with that. I like that silhouette.
Yeah, I honestly like the low is better than the highs for the two.
Yes, yes, they are. But we spent enough time on this one. Let's go ahead and jump into this next article. All right, so this article title reads: Craig Green and Fred Perry's second collaboration is whatever. To the tennis court. Yeah, words are hard. This is fire.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know. I probably will rock it. I was about to say I probably wouldn't rock it, but I like the execution of the imagery and like the way they kind of showed how they did the process for this.
Yeah.
Before I even get into that, Craig Green is just one of those designers that if I could afford a Craig Green pieces at will, I would have so many Craig Green pieces in my closet. But like, that's one of them brands that's kind of like, you know, if I could buy a Craig Green piece, I could probably buy 3 other pieces somewhere else that I could like. It just makes more sense to buy 3 other pieces than buy a single piece. I will have one Craig Green piece in my closet at some point, but yeah, back to this. This is fire. This is absolutely how you roll out a collaboration.
No, for sure. I'm again imagery, bro. is the imagery like? Especially you not knowing, or I would say myself, I'm saying like you per se, but like I'm not like the biggest tennis fan, but I can respect like the imagery and the curation of this though. Like I know that's like clay, that in tennis courts use clay. I know that, you know, they use certain colorways, they use like turf and use like, so they show like the process of, you know, a tennis court and using like their materials within this. It's creative, man. It's definitely something different than what you normally see, you know, in a rollout like that. You know, you may see like in the Timberlands we saw, you know, they're in the nature, they're, you know, showcasing it. Here you just got the flat lays, you got the imagery, you got the colorways that, you know, replicate what a tennis court will look like. I think it's a pretty far rollout too. And I agree. I would like some Craig Green pieces, man. Just the price points, man. It's just, you know, it doesn't make sense to get one thing when I can get like 3 or 4 other things within that same price point.
Yeah, nah, I definitely agree. Again, I mean, basically everything you just said, like, agree that like them actually incorporating the aspects of like, I'm not a big tennis person either. I don't think I've ever watched tennis. I watched the Serena Williams movie. So if that accounts for anything. Yeah. But I do like the thing that I like about collaborations more than anything. Like, yes, if it's a good product, I'm going to like it. But again, the thing that I like most about a collaboration is like you cared. This wasn't just a name slap. It wasn't just like a, it didn't feel like it off. Like I didn't know too much about Fred Perry, but I know about Craig Green. And even just scrolling on Fred Perry's website, it makes sense. It's cohesive. It's not like, if Jordan brand or no, let's do another brand. It's not like if Zoomies and then Fred Perry did a collab. It's like, okay, what's the connectivity? Like what's bringing y'all two together? Like we have a high-end fashion designer, Craig Green, then we also have a high-end. They're more so like athleisure, I would say, but like it makes sense. Like it connected really well. I think the way that they showed it through imagery again is like it makes sense. It's fire. And I just like that, like it's different too. It could have just been like a colorway, but it's like they took the steps of like actually dyeing it a certain way to where like you can still see the expose of like the original color, and then you can see the color that they obviously did. Like I like it. It's different. It's unique.
It
stands out.
Like the whole washed effect of the shirt too, man. It's like it's not one shirt's probably the same from the next. It's all probably you're never gonna have the one that looks the same too, though. So yeah, this the rollout of this, how they presented it. It's fire imagery. Nothing I would necessarily wear in my personal style per se, though. But I always can respect imagery, man, and like the details of a rollout too, though. Regardless of like what type of style people have, I think people need to accept like the care and the time to put behind something like this. Like I don't even know what's happening in this photo right now, but I know that it took some time to really like hone in on this and like tell a creative story through this image. And wonder like what's happening here. Oh, that's grass. Oh, that's a tennis shirt. So they deal with tennis. So like you're able to kind of connect the dots as you look at it more, with each photo.
And I feel like things that, because I've been on photo shoots where it's not necessarily geared towards people, but it's like product placement. I can tell looking at this, everything that you are seeing here was well thought out. And even things that you wouldn't even think about, like how much grass is right here, or like, are we going to put stuff right here? Or like even stuff like every single aspect of like a photo shoot, especially when it's only dealing with product, has been thought about. Like there was probably a full piece here. They're like, actually, let's break that in half and let's put that over there. Or like, and I'm not even trying to like give them like a bunch of credit, but I've been on photo shoots where it wasn't even this complex. And I see how is that the word meticulous? I see how meticulous they are about making sure certain things are in certain spots. And it'll take them an hour to even set up one shot. Like, I've been on photo shoots where people do that, and I'm like, wow, like they think about and thought out every single aspect of this,
every detail of it, and like this, the symmetry too, man. Just to see how everything is just symmetric and aligned how it should be. To like, even to like down to like the detail of the handle being like level with how the machine is going. Like it's a horizontal to where it meets the the stop of where that machine is starting at, whatever it is, like that. So yeah, man, I just, the creativity behind this is they clearly got a good creative team that knows how to put out imagery and good rollout. So this is dope.
Yeah, that's all. I mean, any other last thoughts? I think that wraps it up for me. I think this was a well executed collab, and I think it makes sense.
Yeah, no, for sure, it makes sense, man. I like it. That's probably mine.
I actually would rock it though. Like if I got invited to like a little dinner or something, like, and I got to put on like a polo, like I would throw that on. Tuck it in.
Yeah. If I was going to like, they had like they have all the opens, man, like Dallas Open, Miami Open. They had, they have all these like tennis events too. Like I'll slap one on and rock it to an event for sure, man. Like I wouldn't outright buy it myself per se, but I'll definitely wear it to a tennis event just to feel like I'm a part of what's going on. I know nothing about tennis.
This is like, because I looked on their website because the collab is out now. I think the shirts run about $198. And typically when I looked at other pieces from Fred Perry on their website, their prices run about like $98. Okay. So it's a pretty significant jump given that it's Craig Green. It makes sense to me. Yeah. This is like one of those things where it's like, you ever hear people talk about like, oh, I don't know why y'all be buying all this stuff. So, like the richest people in the world don't rock expensive clothes. They just got regular t-shirts and regular watches. I'm like, no, they're wearing $300 shirts that you just don't know the brand of, or they have a $50,000 watch that you think is just a regular Timex, but it's not. Like, stop lying to yourself, bro.
Yeah, people are really quick to assume that, you know, the rich don't spend on expensive things. Like, what's expensive to, you know, us is like the least expensive thing for them. You know, like us buying a $198 Craig Green Fred Perry polo is probably a drop in the bucket to buy 10 of those for a Bill Gates or anybody that has, you know, real wealth. So
yeah,
people have crazy ways of thinking,
man. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and jump into, because I got some questions that I'm very intrigued to know. But to just kind of like kickstart it for, you know, anyone that either on my platform or even people that follow you that may not know your story, like how did you get into like creating content?
It started for me kind of like my tail end of my undergrad. I was just kind of getting into like the fashion scene, the menswear kind of scene, me always being in like the sneaker world. That was me through and through, man. Like everything sneaker, like everything started with sneakers, and then I would just build off that. But I got into my senior year in college, and I was like kind of wanting to like switch my style up in a sense too. You know, I was seeing people around campus how they were dressing, and Instagram at that point was kind of new at that point, and this is like 2013, and I'm thinking like, oh, I'm seeing some folks online who, you know, who putting it on, you know. So this kind of like started from there, and then I started off like, of course, what I'm interested in, you know, sneakers. So I was like, all right, I'm just gonna get fly with my sneakers and whatnot. And then as I'm seeing folks online, I'm like, that's why it's cool to see like certain folks online who are still killing it today, like Devin on Deck.
Oh yeah,
Denny, who I forgot his tag in New York. Like I've been following them since then, you know, and their evolution of their style. And those are some of the guys where I was looking at back in the day. Like, man, I can get a fly like that, but where I come from, man, it's just such a conservative town, small town, you know. So like, not only am I having to like worry about my peers judging me, it's like my hometown people judging me or my family, like, say what you wearing, bro. You don't need to wear that. Like those type of looks, and it's like having to get over that mental hurdle of like, all right, I'm about to put this, you know, blazer with a tie on, and then at that point I was wearing like slim fits jeans, you know, which I'll never do again. But like that's what's piquing my interest back then. So that's kind of how I got into the space, you know, from the sneaker world until it was like Instagram jumped off when it was like chronologically ordered too, you know.
So that's like what 2017 or like what year you placed that on?
I was 2013. I've been on IG for a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been on IG for a minute, man. That's when I finally started like posting photos and of sneakers, and I started posting outfits, and I got into menswear. Started posting like actual like blazers, and at that point, man, I'm H&M. I'm at H&M. Like it's nothing, bro. I'm using my resale money to like buy like a little H&M stuff here and there, because at that time H&M was still kind of like cool at that point, you know, for fast fashion. You know, it's really, really fast fashion now, but back then it's like you get what you get. You get what you can get now. But yeah, that's kind of like how my intro into this.
So was your handle always what it was now?
It never changed, man.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah,
that's fire.
Yep.
That's fire. Okay. Now, I feel like I kind of want to like change the order of this question. But like, again, since knowing you, And like since following you, I've seen your interactions with especially Instagram, with your rights with the platform, saying like, you know, it doesn't push certain content creators, and like you almost like seeming like you're wanting to get off the platform just in general because you're frustrated with it. But then I saw like immediate change, like even just like the type of style of content that you were putting out versus like what you were doing before. It's like a complete change, almost like you had like a resurgence of energy back into creating content. So like, can you like talk about that? Because I feel like a lot of people go through that, and a lot of people don't want to talk about it because like they don't want to seem like they're either complaining or like, you know, their peers might look at them differently. But like it genuinely inspired me to want to post more on IG when I saw like the level of like quality of your videos go up, the different types of content you were doing, and how consistent you were. It's like, talk to that point, because I feel like people who may have just started following you may not have seen that side.
Yeah. I think it's a valid concern that people think, whether they vocalize it or not. Honestly, I'm way more vocal about it. I don't necessarily care if people think it's complaining or not. Because at the end of the day, it's like I feel like the platform has changed in so many ways that it may suppress people who are actually putting out good content, and they're not getting like the recognition or the views, or however people want to value their content. But for me, in the sense that I feel like I was like, consistency was always like my thing. It's like if I put in the work, I put in the time, I'm planning these posts, I'm making sure it's good content, making sure the quality is there, like that's going to speak for itself. And early on, that didn't happen. And then I kind of go through these like mental battles of like, no, shit, keep posting, keep posting. Some of them's gonna stick. Keep going, keep going. And I think it's just a matter of like being able to push through those little moments of knowing like, if you love what you're doing, and if you really truly are passionate about what you're doing, leave all that other thoughts that way, man. It's easier said than done, of course, man, because some days some days I have a high, and I'm like, yeah, I'm rolling. I got 20 posts in the queue, I'm ready to get these going. So I'm like, man, I'm ready to give this up, bro. I'm tired of trying to, build my personal brand, and it's like feel like I'm getting nowhere in a sense. But keeping a level of like just knowing like, don't worry about the viewers, don't worry about the likes, don't worry about the partnerships, don't worry about the giftings, don't worry about any of that. Just post, man. Like, and if for me, it was a way of just like creatively expressing myself too, bro. Like growing up, I never really could express myself in a way that people understood me, in a sense. It was always through, because I played basketball my whole entire life, and that was what I was known for. Like, that's Shayt, he hoop. I'm like, nah, I'm more than hoop now, man. Like, of course, like that's still like near and dear to me, but like I don't want to be known as like the guy that hoops. I didn't go to NBA. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
go overseas. I didn't play like high level, professional basketball. So it's like, when you take that away from me, like how do you view me then? It's like people are really seeing it's like, oh, now you just Shay now. But like, to me, I'm more than that, especially in today that. But I always want to have to keep at the forefront of like, it's not just about you, Shay. It's about like inspiring that 2013 you who was scared to even post your fits because you were scared what your local people might say about you. I'm sure people to this day still battle with that, whether they're family, friends, colleagues, co-workers, whoever they are running to on a daily, are like have a fear of putting themselves out there because they just don't want to be judged. And at the end of the day, it's like, who the fuck cares? Like,
Yeah, you go get judged anyways.
yeah,
Whether
you
you
gonna
doing
get,
good or somebody go say some shit about you,
regardless,
regardless, bro.
bro. Regardless, even when I took of like breaks of not posting, people say shit. Even when I am posting, people say shit. Even if I switch my style of content, people have said stuff. Like it truly don't matter what you do or don't do, man. So you just gotta take that out the equation and just do your thing. And and this consistency, man. I think that's a big part of something I still struggle with, honestly, man. It's not perfect. I don't think anybody has like figured out the like blueprints of just consistency other than just posting, man. There's so much content that's being pushed out now. It's like post 7 times a day, post 5 times, post 4 times a week, post 2 times a month. Like there's no way that no right way that you can determine. You just gotta just keep trying.
You gotta do.
Yeah, you just gotta do it, man. And just like no, as long as you passionate about it, as long as you like what you're doing, keep doing it. And I try to keep that at the forefront, man. It's tough sometimes when you get people whispering no, but it's tough.
Yeah. Nah, that's why like it's like I always like people when I do these cloth talks, it's like it's always great to hear from like, you know, the people who've been doing it for a long time and getting like big names. But I feel like like story, bro, is so fire because literally like I saw the frustration and then like I saw you just like, you know, I'm talking like getting collabs, getting partnerships and posting more and like doing like like I was just like, damn, like I was like, what? I need to get back in the lab, bro. Like, what's going on? I'm tripping. Like, it's only a select few of people that can really make me feel like that. It's like you are like Drew Joyner, where it's like when I'm like not in the mood to post a YouTube video, I'm like, oh hell no, bro. Go post that. Like, come on, bro. Like, stop playing. Like, very select few people. And I feel like I'm glad that we're doing this because I know we've been wanting to do it for a while, but I'm glad we're doing it at this time because like I feel like people who may have just found your page won't see that side, and like they'll see more of like the like, oh, it's like his follower count keep going up and like he getting views, and it's like, why would he feel bad? But it's like we go through that. I go through that for damn sure. I'm like, damn, I just put 3 hours into editing a video and I only got 50 views.
It'd be depleting, bro. It'd be so depleting, man.
Yeah,
putting so much time and effort into your craft and your creative process, and you think like, you know, there'd be times where I'm like, it'd be 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, man. I'll be up. I get an idea, I gotta jump up, write it down. If I don't, I'm, you know, it's gonna escape me. And then I execute. I'm like, oh yeah, it's gonna do numbers. Boom, it tank, you know. And then it'd be some that used to be, I do on a whim, you know. I do off the, you know, what fits my time schedule. And that one blows up. So it's like knowing how to like keep a level head.
Yeah.
Just keep a level of like, don't get too high, don't get too low. Just do what you can. And another part of that is like remembering why you do it. Of like, I'm inspiring people too. You know, whether I want to like vocalize it or not, like I'm glad I'm inspiring people to know that like I'm human, man. I'm a show. I'm transparent. I'm not gonna like beat around the bush certain things. Like people ask me certain things in DMs, I'll tell them like I don't feel the need to always need a gatekeep. But it's like to hear you say things like I've inspired you just to like kind of get back into posting again. That's what it's about. That's what it's about, man. It's like to be able to know that like you don't have to feel any type of fear in this space, man. Like it's about like your own personal self-growth, whether if it's like putting yourself out there, you know, just being more vocal. I'm still to this day like working on how to do like talking videos and talking thoroughly and, you know, articulating myself in videos without like stumbling over or doing voiceover. It's like that was something I've been dealing with for a while, but like if I'm able to do that and conquer it and somebody else is like having that same fear and they need tips, I'm gonna give it to them, you know, if that's helping them get over that hurdle as well. So it's what it's about, man. It's just about just pushing people forward.
Yeah, and I feel like the app as a whole, because you started your account very early on, but I feel like that period of time of like 2020, 2021, even just like since then until now, that app has changed drastically.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I think about all the people that was around during like 2020 and 2021, like everybody was like engaging, like people's under my brother, you're doing great, and then niggas don't follow you.
Yeah,
they blew up.
Crazy,
they blew up crazy. And like the same people that was under my comments, like, oh brother, like thank you for, you know, sharing my post, or like it's like now it's like y'all blew up and it's like, oh, like I unfollowed you because I ain't really fuck with you.
Tricky,
Really,
bro.
I just
Yeah.
like it be. I mean, that's why like I really respect and like I will always keep people's names, like especially if they're not in certain rooms. Like even with like the stag thing, like the people that are genuine. Oh, I'm gonna talk about y'all even when y'all not around. I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, like when I'm thinking about creators, like if a brand reach out to me, they're like, oh, do you have other creators that you could think that will be like a good fit? I'm like, oh yeah, this person, because like y'all genuine. It's not just like for the like content and views. It's like y'all actually cool people. I met up with y'all in person. Y'all the same person. So it's like I have no issue. Like if I could do something for y'all, I'm gonna do it for you. Cause it's like that's I've had the pleasure of meeting y'all. But some people in this space are just like, it's only for content. And it's like, I'm just cool off that because one, I'm getting older. I don't really care anymore. Like I'm doing what I'm doing. And like, it's gonna get to where it gets to. Like, I'm not really in that space of like being fake under somebody's comments to like, you know, oh brother, like, you know, I fuck with the fit and I really don't fuck with fit. Like, I'm just like, I'm keeping pushing. Yeah, I'm just keeping pushing. Like it's different now. It's a very different app. It's not a chronological order. Hashtags no longer work. A big thing that when we was like really taking off is like repost pages only repost the same people now. So it's like,
bro, you saying all the
it's like
things, man, for real. I got so many thoughts on that topic, man, and you're right, man. Like, but in that time period, you know, like that pre-COVID area, man, it's like that's when we linked, you know, and you were still in Cali at that point, you know. And I remember when like I was having my son, and I think you were just moving out here, and we were always like, you know, yapping back and forth. And then you finally got to Austin. I'm like, I got to Austin. Let's link, been love since then. I don't get that impression a lot from a lot of people that I've like talked to on that space too, but when the people I do, it's always been love, always been love. And then I've been following all the cook groups, man, all these little like repost things, man. It's repetitive, it's crazy. It kind of like gives you the impression of like, well, you know who's in cahoots with who and kind of thing. It's like,
and it's not even a conspiracy. I've been invited to like, remember when they created group chats on Instagram?
Yeah,
it'd be like engagement groups. I was in engagement groups with y'all. I know, like, especially for like larger accounts, like y'all, hey, go repost my page or go like, and it's like I'm not really with that. Like, it's just I'm not even like on some hate shit. It's just like that's what it is. Like, we're going up against, as being like micro influencers, we're going up against giants who have people in their circles who have mass followings that like when you see some of their engagement is not truly based off certain like metrics. It's based off who's in that engagement group and how they're interacting with each other. And I'm just not up for keeping a like, you know, a face just because like I want engagement. Like, I'm cool.
Because like it doesn't give you any authenticity either. It's not genuine, you know. You get in these groups, people throw a post in there, go like, go comment, go share. It's like, what if y'all don't like the post? What if I like the what if that fit's trash? What if I don't like? It's not all about the metrics at that point too, because if like, who's to say, you know, like, you know how people be keeping receipts on the internet, man. Like, who's to say I may say your fit's, you know, fire, and then I come back and say it's trash at one point. But remember you said it was
right, it was screenshots.
It's like
now you're getting exposed.
Now you're getting exposed for some petty stuff. So man, I keep away, kind of just like keep that in the background, man. I just do what I do, man. Like people who have been genuine with me. You know, I've met some new people in the space too that have been super genuine, have been super authentic so far. Hope to be able to meet in person someday too. And that's another thing I want to be able to do, is like be able to expand my network beyond social media, you know, online. I want to see you face to face. I want to be able to shake hands, have a conversation, grab a coffee, grab some lunch, you know, hit an event, things like that, you know, talk through ideas, maybe help you, whatever you need help with. You need an extra job, or you need to get linked with somebody, let me be the person that introduce you, or vice versa, that kind of thing. So I think people forget what this platform can be used for, other than like personal branding too.
Yeah.
A lot of people find jobs and careers
Facts.
and their strive on this platform, and really they can just find their career and then just abandon, like, all right, I found what I wanted to do, and then be cool. But again, to your point too, is that people just want that cloud as well, and it's like it's tricky to figure out who is not.
Yeah, I definitely agree with the network thing because it's dope. I mean, being able to like go to a city and somebody follow you, and it's like, oh, let's link up. It's like now it's like every little city that you go to, you got somebody you can link up with that's kind of showing you around, or like it's a dope feeling for real. Because I don't want to take up too much of your time for real, but I got two more questions for you because again, since following you and kind of seeing where you are now. Can you give the people out there, especially as we about to shift into like spring, summer, what are like your 3 styling tips that you could give to somebody that's like looking for styling advice?
I say one I can really say is I think everyone needs essentials, man. Like quality essentials, like slow fashion essentials, like good denim, high quality denim, like feel them, go into a store, feel them, try them on. I think that's a big part of building like your own personal styles, like having a good range of essentials, t-shirts, knits, denims, jackets, depending on what your career is, what field you are in, some, button up shirts and that nature. And then you sprinkle in some staples. You start educating yourself on like certain brands that you're attracted to. Whether if it's Ralph Lauren, whether if it's more in-house smaller brands that that have kind of emerged on the scene too. Example I can give is I'm this is not like a menswear, it's more kind of menswear / streetwear, but like bare knuckles. Like I like bare knuckles a lot, but like their price points are higher, but like that's something you may want to like a staple piece, like you may buy cheaper jeans, but if you want like a raw denim wide fit jean, you may want to grab those because it's gonna last you forever. So I think that being able to get essentials and then sprinkling some staples. Another one I think is big too to kind of like enhance your personal style is like leaning into like the interest that you are passionate about. Like I'm a ex-basketball player, a hooper, that's where I grew up on, like hoop. Like I loved Allen Iverson. That was my dude. Like he was, braids, headband, jerseys, baggies, and that's why I used to wear it, So like leaning into like what my interest was and kind of like showcasing that more along the way. And as you grow older, you get more interest. You get it, you jump into other fields, Oh, you love cinema, so you love what actors do you love? What actresses do you love? You like Denzel? You like Sidney Poitier? Who do you like? Yeah. Give me that Mac Daddy Denzel. Yeah. But yeah, it's just like you start like doing your research and you seeing like how they dress in their time. It's like, oh, I like that. I like that shirt he was wearing in the airport, in that iconic photo. Or I like what Spike Lee wearing courtside in the 90s, at that point. And then you take it, you kind of like build your person, and you're taking and you're building yourself with that. So I think that's a good part of like making your own personal style unique, honestly. And then not like boxing yourself to one particular style, man. I think people kind of I don't want to say mess up, but they like kind of get caught in the matrix of like, you don't have to just wear street style. You don't have to just wear menswear. You can blend the two. Like, I think it makes you more not only versatile, but it makes it more personable to you that you're able to like mix in these genres and make it to how your own perspective of those two, subcategories. And you can get more crazier with like, avant-garde and throwing these other like more, niche kind of genres. But like, I think people should not just box themselves in, man. Experiment. Go try some shit, man. Go mix a blazer with some military cargos, or go mix, a button-down shirt with, some jorts or something. I think it's just going out and trying it and see what you like, and then at that point you keep experimenting. You keep like, oh, I know I don't like this, I don't like that, I really like this, I need more of this. You're able to kind of like sharpen your eye for what you see online and in person, and it becomes a lot more easier to shop when you truly know what you like and what fits your body type. So that would be my 3.
So that was interest.
Mm-hmm.
That was
versatility,
and what was that first one?
Buying essentials.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree. Buying essentials, interest, versatility. And I mean, it sucks to say it, but like, it's gonna take time.
Yeah.
Like, sure. I'm only just now getting into like what my style is.
Yeah.
Outside of like other worldly influences, like my style is how I want to dress and how I want to wake up, and like I'm solely buying pieces that I like. And I think that's another thing I'll add. Even if it's not trendy and you like it, just get it.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people aren't buying Marthe Francois Jabot. I'm still buying Jabot pieces to this day. And we just saw Supremes doing that collab. I need something from that.
You got some foresight, bro. I'll tell you that, bro. You got some crazy foresight. I've been meaning to tell you that. Like, your foresight is like, you need to be on these like style trending.
I try to stay away from those because I know so many YouTubers try to predict style trends. And like, again, I try to stay true and be like, if I see a lot of people already doing it, I don't want to like replicate what they're doing, but I might have to, because like, even just like with, I mean, look, this is gonna be controversial too, but like even with like the pose, bro, I've been doing it.
Yeah.
Doing it.
Bro, the lean and the toss,
bro. And it's like, I could sit here and be hella mad that it's like, getting to a point where people are like, oh, this dude is like starting this new trend. But it's like, bro, I have the record, bro. Like, I have the hashtag that has over 1,000 people doing it. I also have the Wall Street Journal talking about it. So it's like, I don't need to do anything else. Like, now I'm just trying to focus on that next thing. Like, again,
no, you're spot on, man. No, your foresight for certain things is spot on, bro. Like with the Jabot thing, I know Jabot's been always near and dear to you. And you've out of anyone that I've seen on this space, it's like you definitely have been a Jabot man for sure, though, man. So it's I think that's cool too, though, that people like, if you're able to find something you really like and you hold true to it, regardless of what the trends are doing, regardless of what people are wearing, like that's what makes you more personable. That's what personal style is, like that's why I really dig Brother with a Beard.
Oh yeah,
he's very
Kevin.
Kev is like very like in tune with his like heritage, very in tune with like where his upbringing, into his just whether it's the music or baseball or like it's very apparent. He speaks about it like very intelligently too, along with just being fly as hell. So like that's dope. Like people who are able to like showcase what they're into while still being able to like implement their own personal style, and that also lifts their personal style. It's just, that's what makes people dope, in my opinion.
Yeah, and that's how people like, because I didn't even know, I wasn't even on social media to get the news about the MFG and Supreme. One of my followers sent me that post. So then it's like, now they know like, oh, I know who's gonna love this post, and I'm getting information about shit that's going on without having to even look for it.
Yeah, because people know that's what you love, that's what you're known for. People know that's you value that a lot. Those people like, oh, I know Greg gonna love this. I'm gonna go ahead and DM this real fast. You probably got 1 million DMs that day too.
No, I got one. I got one. But after I posted it, people was like, they did say what you kind of said. So after I posted it on my story, people was like, oh shit, that's crazy. And like, it's like, yeah, no, like you know, this is a brand that I've always fucked with. I've always fucked with MFG for a long time. But the last question I want to ask you, we definitely, this is probably going to be one of my favorite ones, just because like I feel like since we already know each other, we have that connection. So I feel like the conversation has been flowing. Hasn't been like a awkward pause or like a kind of just sitting there like, oh, what else did we talk about?
Yeah.
The one thing I want to like end this off on is like, who are you? So people are like, again, I want people to kind of get a full picture of like who are you, and like you can like end it off with that. Like, what do you want people to know about you? Like, what's like, you know, like send it home with that.
Yeah. First and foremost, man, I'm a dad, I'm a husband.
Big facts.
Big facts. Like, I'm gonna always value those two things. Family has always been the forefront of my whole entire life. Fuck all this creation stuff, bro. Like, if something happened right now to anybody, friends or family, man, I'll can this whole stuff right now, man. I'm there. So that's always been at the forefront. Of course, content creation, menswear fashion, that's part of me too. Husband, dad, through and through. And I'm just someone, man, like my grandpa always told me, like, always respect others and push people forward. Man, every time I'm talking on the phone, even to this day, bro, he'll call me, see how I'm doing, see how his grandkids are doing. Like, you taking care of yourself? You taking care of everybody? Make sure you respect everybody. Make sure you push everybody forward. Like, I know grandpa. Like, you hear it all the time, so it's like, all right, man, I get it. But then you like really sets in with you. It's like, nah, be about what you're saying, you know, like, and that alone has like taken me places. Well, of like respecting others and pushing others forward. That's the main reason why I'm doing this fashion stuff online, you know. But like, I've always been the person who, like, I want people to win, man. That's it. I just want folks to do well, be well. I've had a hell of an upbringing, bro. Crazy upbringing. I done went through some shit that people ain't made it out of, bro. People usually are like either get addiction or in jail or dead. There have been plenty of times I could have just been like, man, fuck this. Throw the towel in. Like, no, man, I've moved from Missouri to Texas now. Plenty of times I could be like, oh shit, man, I'm down and out now. I'm my last dime. I ain't go back. Nah, man. Like, I'm gonna figure this out. I'm gonna make this work. I ain't quit there, I ain't quit now. You know, like, that's always been me, is being able, like, you gonna figure it out. Like, it's always figured itself out. Man, I'm batting 1,000, bro. I ain't never not figured something out with my back against the wall. And that's family, work ethic, respect others, uplift people, show love, man, and mean it too. Not just that fake shit, man. Actually mean it. Be genuine, man. Lift others, and actually be about what you say, man. As a man, be about what you say and uplift other people, man. So, yeah, man, that's probably me. I can summarize who Shay T is, man, and I didn't coin my name to Shay T, man. They've been calling me that since I was a kid, so that's why I just stuck with it.
Oh, where'd it come from then?
So hooping, honestly, man. Yeah, man. In elementary school, man, 5th grade.
Damn.
5th grade, bro. I've been getting called Shay T since 5th grade. As I got through high school, got through college, the name just stuck, man. Like, hey, Shay T, and like, just keep it, man. It got to a point where like, hey, what's your real name though? Like, what's your actual full name? You don't know? You just been calling me Shay T, you don't know, but yeah, man, it's been sticking with me since I was in 5th grade.
Man, that's fire. I didn't know that either. That's fire. Sheesh.
Yeah.
Nah, I think what you said is like, I think that's what people need to hear more often. And I think you should do a video on that, bro. I think people want to hear your story. I think like what you mentioned about like some of the stuff that you've been through, some people ain't made it out of. I feel like if you do a video just talking about, like, you don't have to share the whole detail, but like somebody may be going through that same exact thing and they don't think there's a way out.
Yeah.
And that might be a misconception on your end, from like your followers. They may think like, oh, he got a family, he got a wife, kids, a house, and he got it all made. Like, because I feel like social media gives you a snapshot into somebody's life, but you don't know anything about these people. People get this misconception like, oh, I know that's Greg. But like I've been through some shit. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? At like 13, at 12, I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And it's like I've been a little bit more forward facing with like sharing a little bit of that, and people are like, damn, I didn't know that about you. So like I think you would like, people want to hear that, bro. You may be surprised, but people actually want to hear like, damn, I can actually push through. This is somebody that I look up to, like, and he made it through that. Like, shit, what's to say I can't make it through it?
Thanks. No, man, I think you're spot on, man. I think it's something I'm definitely interested in doing for sure, man. I've always kind of had this internal think of like, do people actually give a shit what I'm saying or what I'm doing? Or, you know, like I know people do to an extent, but like, I double think sometimes like, is this actually inspiring somebody? Is this content what I'm pushing out inspiring somebody? And I think that me being able to like, and I've tried to be like, I'm more transparent now online, usually through words or text, because like I think that, you know, I like to write sometimes. So I have like these transparency moments, and I like, you know, I'll put up a story and I'll say what's going on, how I'm feeling that day or that week. And the reception from those is usually like crazy high, man. My DMs go crazy when I do that. So like, then it kind of reassures me like people are human. People are going through certain things that I'm going to, and they maybe don't feel heard or seen because they think everybody else is just posting their glamour shots on Instagram or TikTok, and everyone has this perfect life. I'm far from perfect, bro. Like I didn't have all I have now 10 years ago, 8 years ago. Like I was when I moved to Dallas, bro, I moved here. I got fired within a month of having my first job.
Sheesh.
And was in my apartment, was like, this is it. Oh, I guess I'm going back to Missouri. Like, and then lo and behold, the sneaker guides. I got the Union ones and I flipped them for rent money.
Ooh.
Flipped them for rent money. I was like, all right, bought me 3 more months. And that's all I needed, bro. That's all I needed. It bought me 3 more months of rent. Found a job right after that. Ever since then, I just been so like just that little tidbit alone, hopefully like can like inspire somebody. It's like that win is coming.
Mm-hmm.
That win is there, man. If you just hold on to that, just keep pushing. Like you're back against the wall. You may feel like you down and out. You may feel like you ain't got shit going, but shit's stirring up for you. As long as you stay consistent, man. And ever since then, man, you know, of course, there's been some ups and downs though, but like nothing I haven't handled in the past though. But yeah, there's stuff like that. I want to be able to vocalize more and be able to like share my story more, and yeah, I want to be able to do it and inspire, man. So that's a good idea, man. I appreciate that.
I think that's the perfect way to end it, bro. Again, I want to appreciate you for jumping on here. It might be the longest one I did, honestly.
Yeah.
We've been on here for a minute.
I got the yak and whatnot, man.
It's all good. I think this is going to be a really solid one, bro. Especially if people make it to this point, which if you made it this far, go ahead and like the video. Go ahead and, you know, comment below one of your favorites. Oh, God, sub up. We almost at 2K subs. Go ahead and sub up, man. But without further ado, like I always do, I'll catch y'all on the next one.
But I love the way you work it. Hey, I love the way you work it for me.